Hello, how are you doing today? Hope everything's fine. If you've ever found yourself shrinking to fit inside someone else's expectations, this is the moment that might finally set you free. If you've spent years worrying about what others think, how you sound, how you look, what you said or didn't say, then please give me the next few minutes, not because I've got all the answers, but because this is the kind of breakthrough that changes how you walk into a room, how you speak your mind, how you wake up in the morning. You deserve peace in your thoughts, confidence in your presence, and freedom from all that invisible weight you've been carrying for years. This message is especially for those of us in our later chapters, because let's be honest, we've spent a lifetime trying to fit in, trying to keep the peace, trying not to ruffle any feathers. But now, it's time to be free. And if you're new here, welcome to the best chapter, where we talk real life, real emotions, and how to live with strength and softness after 60. Don't forget to subscribe, because this is just the beginning. So let me tell you a story. It's not about fame or success or some big shot moment. It's about a regular guy standing behind a fryer in a fast food joint, just trying to do his job. On this particular day, everything was different. Corporate was visiting. That meant no shortcuts, no prepping ahead. Every single order had to be made fresh, to the exact temperature, on the spot. He's doing everything right, he's focused, he's diligent. But the co-workers? They start getting frustrated. They're used to having fries ready, stocked up in advance, easy to grab, but not today. And they don't hold back. The looks, the tone, the little comments that sting more than they should. And he feels it. That familiar anger, that voice in the back of his mind saying, "Why don't they understand what I'm doing? Why don't they appreciate me?" But something shifted. In the middle of the chaos, he had a realization. He stopped and asked himself, why do I care so much about their judgment? These people, who have their own flaws, their own moods, their own issues, why am I giving them the power to disrupt my peace? That was the breakthrough, not some motivational quote, not some fake it till you make it nonsense, a real moment of clarity, born from experience. And here's what he realized. Judgment from others is inevitable. Someone, somewhere, is always going to have something to say. But that judgment, it doesn't define you. It doesn't take away your value. And it absolutely does not get to decide how your day goes. Most of us have spent years, decades, chasing the illusion of approval. We try to please everyone. We try to avoid conflict. We avoid standing out too much or speaking too boldly. And over time, we shrink. We become smaller versions of ourselves. We smile when we don't want to. We stay silent when we should speak up. We suppress. We endure. We internalize. And for what? For the comfort of people who often don't even notice the sacrifices we make? Enough of that. Because at some point, we have to decide that our peace is more important than their comfort, that our self-respect is more important than someone else's momentary opinion. And listen, this doesn't mean becoming cold or rude. It doesn't mean ignoring people or acting like you're better than them. It means finally understanding that their reaction is not your responsibility. Their mood is not your burden. You can still be kind, still be compassionate, but now, from a place of strength. You can walk through life with your head high, not because you think you're perfect, but because you've stopped letting imperfection in others dictate your worth. That's not arrogance. That's maturity. That's growth. And for those who walk with faith, here's where it gets even deeper. The only judgment that truly matters is the one from the one who sees you fully, your Creator. God, or if you'd rather call it, the universe, sees every moment, every failure, every effort, every good intention that went unnoticed, and He still chooses love. That's where confidence begins, not in perfection, but in grace. That's the kind of judgment that brings peace, not pressure. And once you realize that, the opinions of others start to lose their grip. And let's be real, this kind of breakthrough doesn't just apply to work, it applies to every area of life. Maybe you've felt this way in your family, trying to meet everyone's needs, trying not to disappoint. Maybe it's in social settings, where you feel invisible or judged. Or maybe it's that quiet voice inside you that says, "You're too old to try this," or "People will think you're ridiculous if you do that." But here's the truth. Their thoughts don't matter nearly as much as you think they do. Most people aren't even thinking about you. They're too busy battling their own insecurities, their own frustrations. You're not on trial. You never were. You've got to stop waiting for permission to live, to speak, to laugh, to dress how you like, to rest when you're tired, to love who you want. This is your life. And if there's something kind you want to say it. If there's someone you want to compliment, do it. If you want to make a joke, or dance, or go on a walk, or try something new, do it. Because the longer you wait, the heavier the weight gets. The silence becomes louder. The regret starts to whisper. And if you've ever struggled with loneliness, especially as you get older, remember this. Some of the most beautiful connections begin the moment you drop the act. When you stop trying to impress and just start being real. When you stop worrying if they'll like you and start asking, "Do I even like me when I'm trying to be someone else?" That's how we build the kind of life that feels like home. So from this day forward, carry this truth with you like armor. No one else's judgment can break you unless you hand them the hammer. And hear this deeply. Don't just listen with your ears, feel it in your bones. You are not fragile. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not a story that ended. You are a story in the middle of a turning point. You are simply unfinished. And that's the most powerful place to be. Because when you're unfinished, that means there's still room for grace, still room for growth, still space for second chances and new beginnings. You're still growing. Yes, even now. Even after everything you've been through. Even if you've failed more times than you can count. Even if your body doesn't move like it used to, or the world feels unfamiliar, you are still becoming. You're not locked into one version of yourself. You're not defined by who you were 10 years ago or 10 minutes ago. That's the beauty of it. That's the miracle in this whole messy, unpredictable journey. You're still rewriting what your best years can look like, and the pen is still in your hand. Not in theirs. Not in the hands of your critics. Not in the hands of your past. Not in the hands of your regrets. You hold the pen now. And if you've got breath in your lungs and a little spark in your soul, then trust me, your best chapter might just be the one you're about to live. And you don't have to know exactly where you're going. You don't need a perfect plan. All you need is to stop letting other people's opinions weigh more than your own voice. Stop rehearsing their doubts in your mind like a script and start writing your own dialogue. Start showing up like you belong in every room you walk into. Because you do. You belong here. You've earned the right to stand tall, to speak honestly, to laugh loudly, to take up space. Let the world adjust to you, not the other way around. And you don't have to know exactly where you're going. You don't need a perfect plan. All you need is to stop letting other people's opinions weigh more than your own voice. Stop rehearsing their doubts in your mind like a script and start writing your own dialogue. Start showing up like you belong in every room you walk into, because you do. You belong here. You've earned the right to stand tall, to speak honestly, to laugh loudly, to take up space. Let the world adjust to you, not the other way around. And if this message spoke to you, if something deep inside you feels lighter, subscribe to The Best Chapter. Because we're building something honest here. A space where we lift each other up, not tear each other down, where aging isn't something to fear, but something to celebrate. Because your story is not over. It's just getting good. And the only approval you'll ever need is your own.